Hello there, everybody, and it's been a while since I've done a comic review, and today I'm here to review Superman, The Price Tomorrow. So, with Superman that has come out and being super successful right now, let's talk about a Superman comic. You're probably wondering why I'm not reviewing The Death of Superman. I've not read it yet. I probably will one day. There's just a whole bunch of comics I'm reading currently, but, to get into the world of Superman, I decided to read this comic. Now, originally, I only read half of this comic since it was a bit of a challenge to read. And the writers here are George Paris, Jesus Marano, and Nicholas Scott. So, yeah, I don't know much about those artists and writers, but I think they did a pretty good job at telling a Superman story. Since, I'm more of a Batman person, but it felt nice to get into the world of Superman, since Superman's world is completely different from Batman's, since Superman fights creatures, other aliens like Luthor, and Batman fights crazy villains in Gotham. But this is part of the New 52 series of comics, so if you don't know what the New 52 is, It's a new branding of DC. It was basically a reboot after the New Earth. But when Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, DC got rebooted into New Earth, and that was DC for a while. But then when The Flash, Barry Allen, returned in the comics, he did Flashpoint, which he created some alternate timeline, and then after he came back and fixed everything, it created the New 52, where they decided to just tell fresh stories with the DC characters in a modern world. They originally did Batman, The Court of Owls. That story was really good. I'd like to talk about that one day. They also did Justice League, like a reboot of the team, and I guess they decided to do Superman. So, when I was reading this comic, I got some good vibes with this comic. It's a new world for Metropolis, as the Daily Planet literally gets demolished in this comic, literally, and they're gonna rebuild a new one, and Superman's foreseeing this even though he doesn't agree with it. But the main thing that does go on throughout this whole comic is Superman's going up against various elemental villains. Like, he goes up against I'm pretty sure like an electric being, in a flaming villain, and an invisible creature. But he's able to, with the help of Lois, he's able to see the villain on the TV. Only Superman can't see it, but the citizens can. So that was a good twist. But we see Superman get his butt kicked throughout this whole entire comic. But we do see some drama with Superman and Lois, as he fears Lois doesn't want to be in a relationship. Wait, no. Superman is fearing that he won't be in a relationship with Lois because he sees her with another man, and he's able to just eavesdrop on their conversations, of course. But honestly, I was hoping for Superman and Lois to be together in this comic, since in most continuities they are together, and they already know, like, Lois already knows the secret identity of Superman. But surprisingly, this is like I guess you can say like an early interpretation of Superman, just starting out as Superman. And his costume does look super cool in this. I know a lot of people don't like the New 52 design, but I do. I like the modern look to it. It honestly does look like an action figure. But the cape has instead of the yellow like Superman logo on it, instead it's like black. I don't know why they chose that one. I think they wanted to do like a new interpretation of the cape, I'm pretty sure. But Superman was a lot of fun in this comic. But the main twist, spoilers for this comic, is Superman goes up against a clone, sort of. It was a being created from another planet that's like a clone of Superman that goes up against him. And we do get some freaky-ish design of him at the end, where he finally gets his butt kicked by Superman. But this clone is like he's able to disguise himself as Superman. It all ties together, and he goes up against Supergirl. I thought it was awesome to see Kara. I always love seeing Kara in Superman comics or anything Superman related. Kara is easily one of the best side characters for Superman. But the two fight, and he actually almost kills Kara until Superman's able to finally get his powers rebooted through the sun, per usual, and he's able to stop his clone. We even learn about his origin of the clone, which appeared on some other planet. But, yeah, Superman saves the day, of course, but, I think there's a part to this. I'm surprised we didn't get Lex Luthor in this comic. It's nice change of pace since Lex Luthor does appear a lot in Superman. But, yeah, I think this is part 1 for a story for Superman in the New 52 universe of DC, which is current DC going on. But they made a lot of changes in the New 52 because I guess they wanted to tell just modern stories that didn't feel the need to contradict anything by previous works. But they even decided to bring back the Infinite Earths from Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's a different topic, but there's just so much to talk about for the New 52. But I think this is a decent start to it with Superman's run. But maybe I'll get my hands on Volume 2. But I'd probably give this comic probably a 7 out of 10. It was a hard read since, I'm a slow reader. It takes me a bit to, sometimes I need to reread comics. But there's more dialogue in this book. But I don't know if it was difficult for you people to read this book. But I really enjoyed this run of Superman. Like I said, even the cover looks awesome. So I don't know what the next comic review I'm going to do. We'll have to wait and see. I'll see what I can get my hands on. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.